Impeachment is a waste of time in political theater. This is an opinion that I've had on this for as long as this channel has been up. It's been nonsense. It's been trash. But the candidate of choice to at least go out there and represent the blue team for 2020, Tulsi, she voted present. And really, that's a milquetoast, middle of the road position to take on something that if you are not a die-hard blue dog partisan, you really just see as a phenomenal distraction, for lack of a better term. But Tulsi is about to explain exactly why she went middle of the road. And what we're going to do is, interrupt her and mansplain and have all the fun that we tend to have on this channel. So without further ado, our baby mama, Tulsi.
So after doing my due diligence in reviewing the 658-page impeachment report, I came to the conclusion that I could not in good conscience vote either yes or no.
Right down the middle of the road, isn't it? And that's the thing. It's in her position, it's probably the best position to take. Primarily because the Democratic Party, this is her putting the party above all else, because when you look at it, there is nothing outside of the Ukraine and Russia, my Ukraine and my Russia, that they can that they're trying to pin all of this obstruction of justice and what is it, obstruction of Congress on the man for. So yeah, let's keep going.
I am standing in the center and decided to vote present. I could not in good conscience vote against impeachment because I believe President Trump is guilty of wrongdoing.
What is the wrongdoing, though? Like, you can't, please be specific. You're so, these arguments, they come out of a place of such, that's so murky and so vague. It's just, platitudes, for lack of a better term, as opposed to anything legitimate. But let's continue.
I also could not in good conscience vote for impeachment because removal of a sitting president must not be the culmination of a partisan process fueled by tribal animosities that have so gravely divided our country. So when I cast my vote...
So here's the deal. She's saying, oh, well, you recognize it as the partisan nonsense. Just, oh man, the blue has nothing to do with what's best for America, has nothing to do with what's best for our fellow countrymen, has everything to do with what's best for the establishment and the power. Like, this is all about the elites and the powers that be. It's just, which team on the powers that be do you want to side with, do you want to rock with? In real talk, when you have all these different blue teamers talking about how, no one's above the law, but at the same time trying to give driver's licenses to illegal aliens or to illegal immigrants, pardon, I don't mean to be offensive to anybody, but the deal is that, that hypocrisy is just shining way too hard, way too bright for the blue team to really be able to do much of anything.
In support of the impeachment inquiry nearly 3 months ago, I said that in order to maintain the integrity of this solemn undertaking, it must not be a partisan endeavor. Tragically, that's what it has been.
And it was that before. Like, when you sat there and greenlit the impeachment inquiry, that's exactly what it was then. And it's not changed. And the only people who are the people who are really behind this are so just butthurt about 2016 that this is somehow this moderate middle of the road position is somehow deemed the extreme or the edge. And that's weird to me. I mean, how traditionalism, how caring about being from your country, patriotism and the like, how that became the fringe, how that became the alt, how, I don't know why people have such a problem with Americans and being an American, but this has gotten to be really, really ridiculous.
On the one side, the president's defenders are insisting that he has done nothing wrong. They agree with this absurd proclamation that his conduct was, quote unquote, perfect.
What do you mean by absurd when in the context of what you're looking at, which is quid pro quo, and the conversation that he had, it was. This isn't an absurd thing. And as far as his defenders go, I don't think that they're saying he's done nothing wrong. They're asking for proof of what he's done wrong, and everything that's been presented so far has been complete nonsense and trash.
They've abdicated their responsibility to exercise legitimate oversight and are instead blindly doing the bidding of their party's leader.
And exactly what do you think the Blue Siders are doing? Except we don't know who the Blue Side leaders are. Outside of Perez, I wouldn't consider him much of a leader, or Clinton. Like the most of the blue team leaders right now are in the shadows. Actually, that's a big part of the reason why you have the primary process, because you're aiming to be one of the blue team leaders. Which, guess what? The blue team establishment, the neo-libs, have already shown, yeah, we ain't really messing with you like that.
The other side, the president's opponents insist that if we do not impeach, our country will collapse into dictatorship. All but explicitly, they accuse him of treason. This extreme rhetoric was never conducive to an impartial fact-finding process.
And it was never meant to be. This entire thing has been rolling down the hill since before he got into office. In real talk, it's because a lot of blue teamers feel, hey, we can be just as ugly and divisive as red teamers were during Obama's administration. And that's a big part of the problem. Like when Obama was in office, the red team, conservatives, you guys, y'all were wilding out with the burning effigies and everything else like that. And I sat there and said, hey, when the blue guy wins the next time, they're going to be when the red guy wins next time while Obama's in office, it's going to be worse. And lo and behold, it's gotten worse. This is escalated. This has been escalating for a while now.
Now, the founders of our country made very clear their concerns about impeachment being a purely partisan exercise. In the Federalist Papers, Alexander Hamilton warned against any impeachment that would merely, quote, connect itself with the pre-existing factions and enlist all their animosities, partialities, influence, and interest on one side or on the other.
Which is exactly what the identity politics has wrought. And don't get it twisted, both sides play that identity politics game. But when it comes to the blue side, with the whole, I'm pretty sure Hamilton didn't attribute the manipulation or the matriculation of gender, quote unquote, science into the fray, where you have a whole new subset of self-made victims that are like, oh, I'm a woman, so I have this problem. Oh, I think that I'm a woman that thinks she's a dude, so I'm a double victim. Like, oh my goodness. But the blue team's taken that and they really run with it, and that's what's most dangerous.
In such cases, he said, there will always be the greatest danger that the decision will be regulated more by the comparative strength of parties than by the real demonstrations of innocence or guilt.
And that's the problem. You cannot present an actual action. You can't, because do I believe that Trump takes advantage of, the system that's in place? Yeah. We all do. It's a part of being an American. You take advantage of the system that's the system that's in place. But as far as any of the things that he's done that's illegal, if it was there, the establishment would have found it by now. Unfortunately, he's been by the books. He's been, whatever advantages he takes are by all means and definitions, whereas they may not be moral, they may not be ethical, they're also not illegal. And that's really where I really think that this all falls down into. It's about legality and illegality. Some things are legal that definitely shouldn't be legal. There's certain things that are illegal that definitely shouldn't be illegal. So once again, it's about our laws. It's about the legislation. It's about, the statute and the like precedent, right? So without any real evidence, you're trying to, impeach a president. And this is dying in the Senate. It's dying in the Senate. So this was all just for show. It's all just been political theater. And it's a big part of the reason why I don't like talking about it. Because it's just pointless ultimately, and I don't like making pointless videos. But we got Tulsi. It's a good time for a morning video. We got Tulsi right here. I mean, shoot, still appreciate her, but I just disagree. Yeah, I know she has to play the blue team game. You don't get to Congress by not fully, marrying yourself to the blue team, okay? You don't get anywhere in politics without fully marrying yourself to either party, and most notably whatever party it is that has control over your district, over your municipality, your county, or whatever. So with that being said, we're going to bring this one to an end. All the internet stuff. If you like to toss it, like, dislike, go ahead, do that too. Nobody's scared of you. Sub if you enjoy my fantastic voice and you want to get videos like this every single day. Share because sharing is caring. And YouTube and BitChute and like aren't the biggest fans of your boy over here. Bang the bell for notifications and speak. Let me know, what do you think in the comments. I adore Tulsi. I appreciate her spirit. I appreciate her positions on policy. I appreciate her position on foreign aid. But that line that she has where it's still party, because she's still being partisan within her position right now. She just doesn't want to say, yeah, blue team, you're messing up, this is terrible, this is awful. But yeah, it's still a matter of partisan because she won't say it. It's still a matter of partisanship. She still got state domes and stuff like that to be held accountable to. So, but hey, salute to her for taking the most measured response to any of this, because all over the internet it's just been, oh my God, impeachment, Trump's gone, and you're just sitting there looking at him like, you moron. But either ways, let me know what you guys think in the comments, and until the next one.